What is going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it is time to do a chapter review for Hunter x Hunter, chapter 356. Before I get into the review, I just want to let you guys know that I will probably on Saturday, with a couple of my friends doing commentary, we'll probably be streaming One Piece Burning Blood. I'll be the one playing it, and I'll be commentating over it with a couple of my friends. You don't have to really show up. I'm kind of just streaming it so that it's a video that I have made with recorded gameplay footage. I don't really care if a ton of people show up to watch it. It'll just be my friends commentating. That'll be out, because I don't have a capture device, so I'll just do it through fucking YouTube's fucking live stream thing on my PS4. But yeah, that'll be happening on like Saturday. Should be fun. But anyways, on to this chapter review of Hunter x Hunter. What the fuck did Hisoka do? Because Hisoka's gonna do something next chapter. Or he did something in this chapter, and we're going to see what it was in the next chapter because of the way he sounded at the end during the big explosion. And speaking of the big explosion, that's the big story/fight progression of the chapter. That's the pivotal moment of the fight that we've been waiting for. You'd think, oh, maybe Hisoka getting his hand blown off, and then we see the foot in this chapter being gone, but no. This is definitely the pivotal moment where Hisoka's like, I might die, so fuck it, and he curls himself up, and he gets ready to do something. We don't know what yet. I can't wait to see because it's definitely going to be interesting. But other than that, pivotal moment in the chapter, which is the big strength of the chapter because that's the pivotal moment of the fight. It could end next chapter. So the progression there is really solid. Other than that, though, I don't have too many favorable things to say about the chapter. Well, I mean, the fight overall, I still think the audience still being there is stupid. I mean, a lot of them are under his control at this point, so that's fine, but it makes no sense that, like, they don't leave. Like, I mean, Ahsoka mentioned it, but it's like, no. Like, it's not being explained properly. He's taking what is basically, not really a plot hole, but he's taking what is basically something that doesn't make sense, and he's trying to patch it up with wood instead of filling it in with that concrete. That good concrete, smooth it over. Like, no, he's just patching it up with some wooden nails. Like, oh, they don't want to leave because whatever the fuck Ahsoka said. But I don't buy it. I'm sorry, I don't. It makes no sense with all these people getting decapitated everywhere and exploding that they wouldn't want to get the fuck out. But no, Crollo has to dominate, I guess. And yeah, using the environment to your advantage is fine, but when the environment should be fucking leaving and it's not, it makes no sense. So the fight overall has that going against it. Other than that, though, it's still one of the better Hunter x Hunter fights. It's still good. It's disappointing because Crollo's dominating, and I think it should be an even back and forth fight. But other than that, it's still a good fight. Like, it can be disappointing and still be good. I just think for a fight that was built up like this, it should be great. One of the great Hunter x Hunter fights. But it's not. But it is still good from an objective standpoint. The chapter itself, though, in terms of pacing, that's fine. There wasn't any ridiculous walls of text or anything. My biggest problem with this chapter is the art. And I have to be critical of Togashi's art because this fucker should have assistance. I get that he has health problems, but he doesn't use assistants, and he should have fucking assistants. I mean, I'm not going to let that be an excuse for why he has bad art, because he should have them. It's like a fucking actor saying, man, like, oh man, I'm trying to fucking, like, do this movie, but I mean, I'm not using the script, so I'm trying to just, like, figure out, you know, and it's like, no, use the fucking script, idiot. I'm not, like, he's giving himself this weird handicap by not doing this when he has health problems, and it's dumb. So I'm going to be critical of the art when it's bad. And in this chapter, there are bad panels, like Hisoka with his hand up in the fucking, front of the panel and it's completely undetailed. That's bullshit. When Crollo throws that body and it's tumbling through the air and it's like a mess of lines that vaguely look like a body shape, that's bullshit. This close-up of either Crollo or Hisoka's lips, I don't remember which, looking super sketchy, like, no, that's bullshit. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, Oda and Mitsutoshi and even Kishimoto, I thought Kishimoto didn't have, like, the greatest art, but, like, all of these dudes put in way better work, and they have assistants to help them do it. And Togashi, I'm not going to let that be an excuse. This is not good art. There were panels that looked fine, and there were panels that looked even good, but overall, it was a mixed bag of art, and I'm going to definitely give it a subpar in terms of art. So the story progression with that pivotal moment is really good. The pacing is fine. The art is subpar. Overall, I see this chapter sitting around just a solid borderline 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good chapter. The art definitely brings it down, because I like the explosion on the wall and Ahsoka jumping out. He loses his foot. That's crazy. the pivotal moment, everything, all that stuff, just it shapes up to be a 7.5 to like a 7.8, almost being a very good to very good chapter. But I gotta drop it down because of that art. The art, there were just times where I couldn't quite tell what was happening in certain shots, and yeah, it was very subpar. And it's a visual medium. We're reading it, but it is also a visual medium. The art is very important. Now, I'm not saying art style or artwork should make you just say, oh no, the series is terrible. But if we're talking to just the chapter individually in a chapter review, I have to mention it and I have to dock it for that, as that is a big chunk of what you're looking at. So, yeah, for a series overall, because I wanted to clarify, for a series overall, the story is what matters. You know what I mean? The story and the characters. But if we're talking about a chapter individually and we're reviewing it, I gotta mention that the art was bad and I gotta dock it for that. So, like I said, I'm still giving it like a good review. It's still not an awful chapter. I'm still excited to see what's going to happen next week, despite the fact that I am slightly disappointed by this fight being mostly just Crollo domination. And just because I'm hashtag Team Ahsoka does not mean that I, would be totally fine with Ahsoka dominating. I wouldn't want that either. I'd want it to be a back and forth struggle. But anyways, with all that being said, what did you guys think of this chapter of the 7 Deadly Sins? You can tell me in the comments section below. Also follow me on, did I say 7 Deadly Sins? I feel like I said 7 Deadly Sins. Maybe, did I say Hunter x Hunter or 7 Deadly Sins? Whatever. Tell me what you guys thought of this Hunter x Hunter chapter in the comment section below. Follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN. I'm petplatypus on both. And also give this video a thumbs up, share it on social media. Both of those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. If you watched the whole video, you must have liked it at least a little bit, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.